And the latest statement we had about 45 minutes ago was that there would be no concern at this time for a tsunami in this area. However, they'll look at the buoys, the dark buoys across the waters. If they need to upgrade, they will contact us. We will have a conference call. If we do need to upgrade, we would put out either a watch or an advisory. And if the watch needs to be upgraded to a warning, that would happen. If waves do arrive in this area, they would be approximately about 8 in the morning to 8:40 in the morning, depending on what areas you're at.
When you see this, what are you seeing? Describe for us what we are looking at, because these are remarkable pictures that I have never seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, it was right off the coast of Japan, and you're seeing this inundation in a very quick time, and since it's so close, and obviously it was a thrustquake where we had an up and down motion, and so you're getting a quick response to that, to the tsunami moving into Japan. And, I don't know the situation yet for Hawaii. I think they're under a watch. We've been so busy here.
Yes, they are under a watch.
There you see. Now take a look there. You see in the distance another wave is coming ashore. The other wave is drawing back, but here comes another. You see the white water there.
That's very typical. When you have a tsunami, it's not just one wave. In fact, some of the largest waves will be halfway through the event. So a tsunami is basically just an inundation of a higher water level in constant waves, and it just inundates and continues to inundate the area, and that's what they're seeing in Japan right now.
Give us an idea of the size of this.
13 foot is what we're reading. Are you hearing that, Kurt?
Look at that.
Can you say that one more time?
13-foot waves.
That's right. I'm seeing it on the news. It's quite impressive right now. But we're monitoring things here. As soon as we hear anything from the Tsunami Warning Center, we will put out a product that'll update you what's happening, and we'll be in touch with the media as well.
Tell me why these waves are relentless. Why they don't just stop at the beach as normal waves do.
Well, you got to remember, it would be like putting a rock into a pond, and you get these waves that just go out in all directions here. And, after one, you get another one and another one. And it's basically, a lot has to do with the bathymetry of the coast. If it's steep, you get higher waves. If you have a very steep coast, there's a lot of things that they look into at the Tsunami Warning Centers when they're putting out these watches, warnings, advisories, or just a local statement that says there will not be anything. And we could have a few centimeters here. I mean, very little. You wouldn't even know it that we're having some inundation issues here at our coast. But at this time, we have nothing. Nothing's been put out here for the West Coast, at least here in California. And as soon as we hear something, we will let you know. And we're here 24/7.
Let me ask you one other question, because you are the expert. You've studied past quakes. When you hear these numbers, depth of 6 miles, 80 miles off the eastern coast, what does that tell you about the kind of quake and the concern and the violence of this quake?
Well, we're in the Ring of Fire area here, so off of Japan all the way up to Alaska and California. We're all in the same areas, and again, if there's any good news for us here, we're far away. We have time. We'll be able to see something. In fact, I'm going to be having a conference now. We just got a letter here that we're having a conference call in a little bit with the Tsunami Warning Center, so we'll find out what's going on.
All right.
As soon as we hear something, we'll send something out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
All right, we're going to talk now to Cindy Prello. Did I say your Preller? Did I say your name right, Cindy?
It's Preller. Thank you.
Preller, yes. Thank you so much. You're from the West Coast Tsunami Center. Tell us what these pictures are telling you, what these remarkable images that we're looking at, and what the possible threat to California might be.
Well, right now we've upgraded the magnitude of the earthquake to an 8.8. And those pictures are phenomenal, so we're very saddened for the people in Japan. We have put the Western Aleutians into an advisory, which means to just clear the beaches and the harbors if there's time. But the outer Aleutians are only a couple hours from Japan. The rest of the coastline, all the way down to the Mexican border, is in a watch. So California is in a watch right now.
We are officially in a tsunami watch.
You are.
When you look at the size of this tsunami, and the waves that are coming ashore here, what does that tell you about the amount of displacement that had to take place for these waves to grow to this size?
Well, a magnitude 8.8 is usually, the rupture could be anywhere from 900 kilometers wide and could easily be, 10 to 15 meters high, maybe even higher.
And that pushes the water upwards into the landmass?
Yes, it does. It's actually the fault is on the ocean floor, and so as the Earth is pushed upwards, it also pushes the entire water column up as well.
So the entire coast of Japan is under this this attack by these tsunamis.
Yes. Yes. A tsunami is an event, and it's multiple waves. It can be hundreds of waves.
But we can see that we've seen at least half a dozen waves already hit this area. Remarkable video that we've never seen anything quite like this, especially live on television. As you look at the lineup of waves that are coming ashore, and people really not having enough time to get away.
Right. Right. And Japan is one of the most prepared countries on the planet.
And Cindy, what about the aftershocks? How do they affect the waves that are already coming in from the initial quake?
That's an excellent question, and it's really hard to tell. Because the Earth will be ringing from the waves from this event itself, it's actually hard to pick out the aftershocks because they get lost in the noise. But, they just contribute to more energy being added to the ocean.
When you say Japan is prepared, obviously with their tremendous amount of coastline, they're prepared for something like a tsunami. What does it take to be prepared for something like this? Can you ever really be?
I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, when we advocate for tsunami-ready coastal communities, that's one of a point of contingency is whether or not anybody can actually ever be ready. But we got to try to be as ready as we can. And what that means is really knowing the warning signs, nature's warning signs. And for a country like Japan, they can disseminate an earthquake solution just within minutes. And they broadcast that to every single household on the island. And so people know exactly how big it is and what to expect.
What do you make of this warning system? We understand they had about a 10-second warning. Carlos and I talked about, if maybe you have a baby, you can run to the baby in time. Or if you're in a car, you can pull over. As we look at video of this tsunami coming in, what do you make of the warning system?
Well, I know that Japan's one of the best in the world. But we can only prepare for so much. And this earthquake was so close to their coastline that they really just didn't have time.
So no matter what warning they had, you can tell that people weren't able to even get in their cars and go. And in some areas, we saw them running for their lives. And we're looking back now live via NHK, and in Japan, it fires along the docks there, the ports near Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very scary.